Hi everyone, it's Dr. D, and I thought it would be beneficial to share a Q&A style video. Those of you that don't know, I am a military spouse. I am also a licensed marriage and family therapist and a life coach. And this question is coming from a fellow military spouse and mental health professional. So the question goes like this. My family just moved overseas last week and we're settling in and I'm trying to navigate a few things. I wanted to explore how you're able to balance your business and your family. What are some things that you're doing to prioritize the business and the family? I went through multiple stages of this. The stage I'm in right now, I have my children in childcare. My oldest is in school. My youngest is in childcare full time. So from 9 to 5, that's when I do my sessions. That's when I have my podcast interviews. That's when I do my writing, my content creation, my recording, anything that requires my full attention, my continuing education credits, like all of that stuff has to get done between 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is sacred feeding and building the business time. 5 o'clock hits. That's when I go get my beautiful babies and I put my mommy hat on and I focus on, cooking and preparing the meal and bath time and reading stories and coloring and all of that good stuff. Um, when I do kind of blur the boundaries is like, let's say we're watching a cartoon for the 50th time. Like when we're watching movies, then that's when I give myself permission to scroll on Instagram, make sure I'm responding to comments or responding to DMs, checking emails, things like that. So, using time as a way to structure boundaries has been really helpful. Again, that's the stage I'm in now. Much earlier, a couple of years ago, I did not have my children in childcare. And the way that I still honored that kind of time boundary was I came up with an agreement with my spouse. So, in the evening, there was a certain number of hours that we agreed to in the evening where they would take over the primary role of caring for the children and I would lock myself away in the office and care for my business. So that was one way that we kind of negotiated that even when we didn't have like that official, childcare in place. And as I started growing and as we had more opportunity and resources to separate it a little bit more clearly, then I got to the stage I am in now. But yeah, creating those protected and sacred time spaces was really, really helpful for me. So I hope that is helpful for you too. The next question says, how are you balancing time zone differences with clients? When I was in Hawaii, the time zone difference actually worked to my advantage because most of my clients were Eastern Standard Time or Central Time. So they preferred to have those, for them, it was like dinner time. My morning was like their dinner time. So it actually worked out for them. My 9 to 5 Hawaii time was their like evening right before bedtime. So that worked out really well for me then. Um, One thing that I'm not sure what the time zone conversion is, but that's one thing that you can consider um, changing. Like if it works out well for them and they would prefer that, then you could keep, your typical daytime routine. But if you're open to blocking evenings, and evenings is when you focus on doing your client work and your business work, and the day is when you focus on investing in your family, then that may work out. So, kind of do the math, pay attention to where your clients are coming from, and getting an idea of what would be most helpful in that way. So, that's one approach to take. Another approach that I also took was later on, once I started gaining a little bit more traction and building more of a clientele, I was protecting my boundaries a little bit more. So I was like, okay, I want to work during the day and I want to protect my evenings for my family. And so if I had clients that wanted to meet me during the evening because of their work schedule or whatever, but it didn't work with my time zone differences, then I would help them find somebody else or give them like resources, but I would just accept that and know that I'm choosing to honor this, like my ideal clients will be able to fit within this time zone, and then also purposefully seeking people in those regions or people with within that demographic. So maybe it was more stay at home people that would be able to fit within your schedule, or maybe it's the opposite. So just kind of pay attention to that. That could help you speak to the audience that would fit within your schedule best. So I hope that is helpful. And one last thing I want to throw in there is that when I have like a client no show or a cancellation, I intentionally focus that time on creating content. So maybe that'll be when I write up some posts, maybe that'll be when I do a video. Like right now, I had a cancellation and I'm like, okay, let me, I was going to be on camera anyway, so let me get on the camera and create some content and then push it out. As a military spouse and a professional, our home base is the internet. That is where we are going to build our expertise. That is where we're going to get our potential clients from. That is going to be the only constant in our life until we're no longer a military family, because we're going to be moving around. That's just the way it is. And so yes, it still is important and helpful to build a local network. um, However, the internet and the network that we build online is the constant. That is what is going to allow us to consistently get new clients, to consistently build an audience, to consistently build that trustworthiness and learn our marketing skills. So whenever, or if you don't have a client scheduled during that time that you've protected, intentionally invest that time and energy in putting content out and learning more about marketing online and nurturing your online audience, because that that is our only constant for now. So I am wishing you the best of luck in your professional career and yeah, your transition to your new home. Bye.